Hey there, you with the stars in your eyes. I'm Kiris, and you're listening to the Voice of Astrology podcast. This week in astrology, we have the fourth quarter moon at 1 degree Aquarius, the Sun square Pluto, Venus conjunct Saturn, and Mars opposition Pluto during the dark balsamic moon phase. Starcasting to you from the City of Angels. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here and listening to the Voice of Astrology podcast. This is your astrology cosmic superpower for the week beginning Sunday, April 20th through Saturday, April 26th, 2025. Let's journey together with astrology and explore how to connect with the stars, the planets, the energies for our new week ahead. Sunday, April 20th, we have the fourth quarter moon at 1 degree Aquarius, making an applying conjunction to Pluto in Aquarius. Aquarius is freedom, it's independence. Aquarius can be very abrupt and sudden disruptions and changes because of our need to feel free. There are times in life when we outgrow certain chapters of our life. What's being highlighted from the cosmos for us as we start off this week is, think of the different times in your life when you experienced what you were supposed to experience, you learned what you were supposed to learn, we got the lesson, it's been done. Now, if we don't free ourselves and move forward and say goodbye to a certain era, a certain chapter of our life, it would be like going back to the classroom and doing the same thing, learning the same thing. 2 + 2 is 4, forever and forever and forever. The energy, the vitality, the life force becomes stale, suffocating, and there is no growth. And without the growth, without the little bit of the unknown, I'm not so sure here. I'm learning something new. It's a little bit scary. It's a little bit exciting, but it makes you feel alive because you know that the new adventure, the new learning and growth time in your life where we make mistakes, we pick ourselves up, we try again, and it's all about the vitality in life and that feeling of being alive. Well, this is what the cosmos is highlighting for us very strongly as we start off this week on April 20th. As we move from fourth quarter to new moon, this is the opening up the windows and letting the fresh air come in, going to clear away all of the clutter so that we can create a fresh and new, clean and sparkling environment for the new experiences to begin. This process of becoming is eternal. Everything, the cosmos, all of it, is eternally creating, moving, expanding, and becoming. The word becoming meaning to come into beingness. This process is eternal. Now, in this process of clearing away the clutter, there are some very fixed, strong forces that don't want to go, that do not want to be cleared away during this fourth quarter to new moon cycle. Change and transformation can be very frightening for some people because we're walking into the unknown and there isn't any guarantee. It can be scary. It can bring up a lot of different fears. These very strong and stubborn cosmic energies that won't get cleared away easily begins with the Sun in fixed Earth Taurus making a square aspect to Mars now in Leo. These are two wild and feral signs of the Zodiac. They are not tamed easily and they're squaring off with each other. When it's the square, which is about taking action between the Sun and Mars, this can be a battle within yourself connected to, but if I change, if I try something new, how will my ego be able to handle that? The Sun is how you want to be recognized, how you want to be applauded and appreciated and valued. Well, the sun in Taurus is, I've always been the rock, the stable one, the tower of strength. The sun in Taurus, ruled by Venus, is, I always keep the peace and just let things roll off my back. Sun in Taurus, making this square to Mars, very powerful and also very stubborn, fixed fire Leo, is the conflict of, if I do this new thing, if I clear away the old and outworn chapter of your life, what will I look like, Sun square Mars? What if I look foolish? What if I'm embarrassed? What if I change the perception, most importantly, of how I see myself? Then that means others will respond and see me differently as well. I very often on this podcast talk about how small little steps, small little seemingly baby steps can ultimately usher in something huge. For instance, let's say you've always been a blonde and you decide to dye your hair brunette. That might seem on a surface level, just for instance, such a little, what's the big deal? But because the image and the ego and the sun square Mars is going to be perceived very differently, because you've done something very different for you, that can take a lot of courage. You've made a change. You've made a transformation. It's a different kind of look and perception. The sun square Mars is, well, what is the new action? What do I do? What do I say? Because I've made this change, transformation in my life. Also on Sunday, we have the moon in fixed air Aquarius making an opposition to Mars in Leo. So now we're looking at fixed, stubborn signs of the zodiac making hard aspects to each other, with the moon in Aquarius making a square as well to the sun in Taurus. Moon in Aquarius makes a conjunction to Pluto in Aquarius as we start off this inner reflective dark side of the moon as we are approaching the new moon. All of this is going on internally. You may not say a word to anybody. You don't have to say anything or make any announcements to anybody. This inner internal transformation, the wanting to go to the new chapter era of your life, which will require things needing to end at this time so that the new life can come in, connected to these very stubborn signs of the zodiac, is a very extreme message from the cosmos that you have free will and choice. Nothing up in the sky is making you do anything. The cosmic energies, they simply highlight and put a spotlight for us, a light on the sun's day, meaning the light of the sun, the awareness that if certain things that have been kept in place for a whole chapter, a whole era of your life, if the windows aren't opened up and the space isn't cleared for a new chapter to begin, then that energy can be very destructive, to say the least. Two things are going on simultaneously all of the time. We are either creating or destroying in one form or another. That's the bottom line of what this is about in the process of becoming. The moon in Aquarius making this conjunction to Pluto in Aquarius. This hasn't happened every day of the week. Pluto having a very long cycle and staying in one sign of the zodiac for quite a while. So this is a whole new territory in a certain sense, with the moon in Aquarius conjunct Pluto now fully in Aquarius. What is this all about? This is a different kind of a change in transformation involving the sign of Aquarius. The sign of Aquarius is connected to the stage of development where the older person, sign after Capricorn, the older person that has seen it all, done it all, been through it all, tried it all, could not care less what other people think about them. Not only does the sign of Aquarius not care if people approve or not. Aquarius likes to poke at you a little bit. It likes to stir the pot and upset the tried and true. For a lot of people, this is a whole new experience. You mean don't try to fit in? Don't care what other people think if they approve or not? Don't go along with the herd and the brainwashing? I'm not trying to make light of this because we're wired for connection. We need closeness and people in love. Yet at the same time, for you to become your own unique individual, which means a certain component of rebellion or doing your own thing. You've got to do your own thing. This may be very new territory for you to think about and look at the fear of, well, what if I don't fit in? What if they don't like me and include me? This is taking place during fourth quarter to new moon, a time when it's not only inner and reflective in the sense of where and what is the clutter that you're going to let go of at this time, but it's also from fourth quarter to new moon, a time to not try to force or push this energy. It's more of a time that I say all the time, like you're stopping at a rest stop. And the rest stop or the gas station is the sun. As the moon moves towards lining up with the sun, and you got to take a break and get filled up with the new energy and the new power. But the fourth quarter moon, as we start off the week, moon in Aquarius conjunct Pluto in Aquarius, is the beginning stage, the beginning process of what we are clearing away and saying goodbye to, so that the new era, the new chapter can and will begin. When we say goodbye to a certain time in our life, you may also need to appreciate, grieve, feel emotion that time in your life, that relationship, maybe where you lived, you're moving, that time in your life is coming to a close, and it must be that way. And so during fourth quarter to new moon, to feel your emotions, to say goodbye energetically, emotionally, psychologically, and grieve that and say thank you, appreciate for that person I knew, or whatever it may be. That is necessary and appropriate cosmically as well. All at the same time that you are excited, anticipating, a little bit nervous about the new growth that's about to come in, the new era of becoming. And when it involves the sign of Aquarius with this fourth quarter moon, you may find yourself pleasantly surprised and very proud of yourself when the reaction, when the feedback is, wow, we didn't know you had that in you. You do have it in you. You were born with that cosmic superpower. And somewhere in your astrology chart, you have Aquarius on one of the 12 houses. Monday, the moon's day, April 21st, we still have the moon in fixed air Aquarius, making a sextile aspect of opportunity to Mercury, now in cardinal fire Aries, out of its shadow storm cycle, moving up to speed. And Aries likes everything fast. Aries wants everything yesterday. So the moon sextile Mercury is when how you're feeling makes this connection of opportunity to Mercury, your mind, what you're thinking. This is air and fire, a lot of enthusiasm and exciting, and making the decision to plan some trip, some adventure that you've always wanted to go to. Now, Mercury is about cars, transportation, short trips, all of that. The travel, it doesn't have to be to the other side of the world. It may be, but it doesn't have to be. There could be some place within your own neighborhood that you've never bothered to visit. It's something that has always intrigued you. It would be a little bit unique, different, because we still have the moon in Aquarius making this sextile aspect to taking a trip, going someplace, moving towards something that is unique, different, and again, it doesn't have to be the other side of the world. It's just going to some place new where the excitement, Mercury in Aries, is about learning something new. A different culture, different people, just a different place. Just start there, because again, this internal process is not about trying to force and push something too much too soon. We're in the dark side of the moon. So choose something that seems like it's no big deal and it's not going to cost you a truckload of money, but you're going to go somewhere that is completely different as far as what you will learn, the knowledge that is there that you have not experienced yet. Mercury loves to learn, the eternal student, and with Mercury in Aries traveling very quickly now, the wanting and needing to learn something brand new. This is Aries, cardinal sign of the zodiac, cardinal fire. Just wanting to do something quickly where there's a learning experience involved. This moon sextile Mercury in Aquarius can also be starting that book, writing that story you've always wanted to write, learning a new language, starting a podcast. It's communication and learning with the moon and Mercury. Tuesday, April 22nd, Happy Earth Day, Blessed Mother Nature. Astrology is based on the natural world, the natural cycles, the rhythms of life and nature, and everything connected, especially us, to Mother Nature and Mother Earth, Gaia. We come from Mother Nature, we will return to Mother Nature. And on this sacred Earth Day, we still have the moon in Aquarius, making a square aspect to the planet Uranus in Taurus, ruled by Venus. This aspect here, again, involving fixed, stubborn signs of the zodiac, making a square, can be an awareness, an awakening as far as how we can better care for and take care of Mother Earth and all creatures great and small, all living beings connected to Earth, and ourselves as well as we are connected to Gaia, Mother Earth. With the moon still in Aquarius making this square aspect of action to Uranus and Taurus, you may find yourself wanting to get involved with some type of organization that helps the environment. For instance, here in Los Angeles, we have a wonderful volunteer group called the Tree People. And the Tree People go all around this vast city of angels, planting trees in all of the different neighborhoods. They also put out vats or wells that catch the rainwater for when it gets very dry and hot here and when we need that water. This clearing of the space cycle we're in right now from fourth quarter to new moon could be you deciding for yourself how would you like to clear space or something you may want to do that honors, contributes, and cares for this beautiful natural world that we are blessed to be a part of. Wednesday, April 23rd, Mercury's Day, we now have the Sun in fixed Earth Taurus making a square, another action aspect to Pluto in fixed air Aquarius. The Sun is the heart, the center, the essential life force. Taurus is ruled by Venus, which is what you love, what makes you happy. Sun square Uranus is that awareness. Perhaps you've been in denial about just how painful it can be, how it hurts your heart to be separated from what it is, who it is that you love. Sun square Uranus in Taurus is also about the importance of having pleasure and joy just for the sake of having pleasure and joy. When you miss out on that, if you haven't been having that for a while, really loving and laughter, then the Sun square Uranus, again involving two stubborn signs of the zodiac, is the awareness that changes must take place, will take place, as far as making it a priority in your life that you've got to have happiness and love in your life. Because it is now undeniable with the Sun square Uranus in Taurus that it's hurting you, it's hurting your heart to not make pleasure and happiness a top priority during this dark side of the moon. We also have on Mercury's Day the moon in mutable water Pisces making a sextile aspect of opportunity to the Sun in fixed Earth Taurus. Sun and the moon making a 60-degree angle to each other in water and earth. These are the healing elements of going within and going very deep, earth and water, to connect to the emotions that heal your sense of perhaps not feeling worthy or not feeling deserving to be happy and enjoy your life? What is it within you, perhaps, that doesn't feel that happiness and joy and play is valuable? Taurus is what we value, its talents and abilities. Is there some talent, some gift you were born with that you've put off to the side because it didn't make money and it just wasn't seen or perceived of as valuable because of an expectation, end result, anticipation that it has to earn something? You may find that whatever it is that you love and that you have a natural knack for, so many times someone can have a gift that they're not even aware that it's a gift. It comes so naturally to them that they don't even think about it. So the moon sextile the sun in Taurus is, what have you always been fascinated by? What have you always been drawn to as an ability, as something that you would like to do? This is very healing when you make the decision that without expectations, or if it's going to have some end result or make money, you're going to do it just because you love it. That is enough right there. And the feeling of, well, I'm worthy of that feeling. You're worthy of doing it just because you love it. This is the moon in Pisces, sextile the sun in Taurus. Thursday, Jupiter's Day, April 24th. Feel all the feelings you need to feel. Let it up and out, because today we not only have the moon still in mutable water Pisces, the ocean of emotion, but the moon in Pisces makes yet another Venus conjunct Saturn in Pisces. The moon makes a conjunction to Saturn in Pisces. The moon in Pisces makes a conjunction to Venus exalted in Pisces. And the moon in Pisces makes a sextile to Uranus in Taurus. The moon in Pisces also makes a square aspect to over the top, larger than life, Jupiter in Gemini in its detriment. It is healthy and then some, purifying, cleansing, healing, to let all of your emotion up and out. If you've not done this in a while, or maybe ever, this is the day on Jupiter's day to do this. The Venus conjunct Saturn, and we've had a couple of these Venus conjunct Saturn. This is a reality check of just what has been going on in your love life, your relationship. And there's a lot of emotional support with these aspects surrounding where is the love, what has been happening in your marriage, your relationship. So feel your feelings. I always say that it's the repression, it's the trying to squash down and deny that your feelings that you don't want to feel or are afraid to feel. That's where the disconnect and the unhealthiness begins, to not feel what you feel. Feel what you feel in all of your humanity. All of the emotions have a rightful and appropriate place in our lives, including the emotion of grief, tears. It heals, it purifies. This is a wonderful opportunity here right before the new moon to just let it up and out. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. It's the darkest hour just before dawn as we approach the new moon. If there is something in your life that you never really legitimately grieved, give yourself the indulgence and luxury and feeling worthy of grieving something that you know now, I've got to put this to rest. It must end now, because the sign after Pisces is Aries, the new life, the newborn baby, all of the new opportunities to begin and try again, to begin and love again, to take a chance on love. Friday, Venus's Day, April 25th, we now have the moon entering cardinal fire Aries. This is that joy and excitement, enthusiasm of life. Moon in Aries makes a conjunction to Neptune in Aries. Oh, the enthusiasm of this reconstruction era we have begun. We have not had Neptune in Aries since the 1800s, after the Civil War, when we were rebuilding, reconstructing, as we are now, your sense of identity, who and what you are, and being closer to the truth of who and what you are and what you love. Moon in Aries makes a lovely fire trine flow to Mars, very strongly placed now in fixed fire Leo. The moon in Aries then makes a sextile aspect of opportunity to Pluto in Aquarius. This is you, the phoenix, rising from the ashes. It is time to rise again. The moon in Aries makes a conjunction to Mercury in Aries. All of this fire, which is life, it's time to come back. It's time to reconstruct. Time, like the phoenix, to rise and come to life again in a more beautiful way. Saturday, Saturn's day, we still have the moon in Aries making a sextile aspect of opportunity to Jupiter in its detriment in Gemini, ruled by Mercury. Now, this dark balsamic moon phase right before the new moon with Jupiter in its detriment, you still don't have to go around making announcements about it if you don't want to. Keep it close to the vest. Moon in Aries makes a conjunction to Chiron in Aries. This is when you're really feeling the true authentic self and identity. And then Mars in fixed fire Leo makes an opposition to Pluto in Aquarius, fixed air Aquarius. Mars in Leo is challenging Pluto in Aquarius in the sense of the separation, the fixed challenge of you making the decision that you're going to Mars in Leo, take action, and not just live an intellectual, potentially robotic life, just straight from the head, where you're going through the motions. You've got everything very logically figured out on paper. It makes sense. It's logical, but it's also killing you because the warmth and fire of Leo and Mars in Leo is saying to Pluto as an opposition, I'm taking the action here, Mars and Leo, to live a life that is vibrant and creative, Leo, vital, strong, not just going to live logically just from the head alone. Because so much of our culture is about living from the neck up, meaning working in an office, a desk job, computers, being on social media all the time, just living from an intellectual neck up brain kind of existence where it's got to appeal to the intellect. The Mars, which is action and it's health and it's in Leo, is saying take all of that upper chakra energy up in the brain and ground that back into the body and do something physical that moves the muscles, Mars in Leo, moves the blood, gets the blood flowing, Mars in Leo, so that all of that energy up in the brain that is unbalanced and can make us cuckoo, obsessive, we're bringing that energy back into the body and working it out physically. If you don't do this for yourself, then right before the new moon in Taurus, which is nature, Mother Earth, Taurus, which is pleasure, what you love, this can be highlighted for you from the cosmos that finding some physical activity that you love, it gives you pleasure, doesn't have to feel like it's yet another job that you're forcing yourself to do that isn't enjoyable. Could just be a walk in the forest, a yoga class. Find what it is physically that you love and make the decision to get all of this cosmic energy down, grounded into the body, and do something physically, Mars and Leo, saying no to Pluto and Aquarius only, meaning the mind only, and do something physically that makes you feel great. This week is a doozy with all of these fixed signs squaring off and opposing each other during the dark side of the moon. It can have a fabulous outcome. There's wonderful potential here. And again, it's not like the cosmos is forcing you to do anything. It's just highlighting for us, how long have you been too much in your brain? How long have you been too much in denial about what it is that you truly love, who you really want to be, how you want to express and shine your own unique, one-of-a-kind, never before, never to be repeated light. And so these very stubborn, fixed, feral signs of the zodiac that are like wild, untamed animals are joining forces here and saying, we've got to break free out of this cage. We're claiming our independence, and we're going to do, meaning you, what comes naturally to you. What comes naturally to you is so easy. It isn't like work. You're not forcing something that just isn't real and natural. So take the time, if you will, to contemplate, reflect on this, discover this during this fourth quarter to new moon in Taurus week that we have. The potential and the happiness and joy is infinite. It's endless. All you have to do is just be yourself. Thank you, everyone. Have a fabulous week. I will see you all in the stars.